Hey everyone, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I'm your host, Mikan.
And I am your host, Ichigo. What's up, guys?
Hey guys, join us this week as we discuss the final season, episode 2 of Attack on Titan, and with a special guest, Curtis from Black Heroes. Hey guys, welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. So, this is the final saga to Attack on Titan. And because it is such a special episode, we have a special guest, our beloved friend, Curtis.
Yes.
Say
Guys,
hello,
thank you
Curtis.
so much for having me again. You released me from the basement.
Temporarily.
Temporarily. Yes.
Well, thank you for and you did it for the holidays too. So I really appreciate that.
True.
Oh, definitely.
So, we've collabed with you previously on
Mm-hmm.
your podcast as well for Attack on Titan. So, we're finally gonna kind of finish the saga. I can't believe we're here, Ichigo. Like,
Yeah,
I can't believe you actually finished this show,
Same.
I
which is the
finished
craziest
it.
part.
It's so bittersweet. Like there was a period of time where this was just like a dream of mine to have Ichigo finally watch AOT. I thought it would never happen, and look
I
where we are
know.
now. like I love it, but it sucks that
Crazy.
we're finally at the end.
I know.
We're at the end, guys. It is finally over.
You make it sound like you're
Turns out
happy.
it's a good thing. Like
She's
I
like, thank God.
survived.
Literally.
I survived the end because we literally started, like, Mika and I started the saga a year
2024, I
ago.
think.
Yeah,
I think the end of
2024
2024. Oh
when
my
you came to
goodness.
visit. Um,
It
gotta
is
hold my
almost
remote.
2026.
I know. But life happens and
Mhm.
other shows had to take precedence before I could actually finish Attack on Titan. I mean, you know.
Oh girl, I'm not
But
even
we
mad. I'm
can't
so
we
happy.
can't go into 2026 without doing the conclusion.
Mm.
So this is the end
No.
And
of
what
this
the
saga.
ending it was. Like the very last episode was what, an hour and a half?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was just the final battle. That was it.
It
Yeah.
was, and I was a low. I'm not gonna lie, I was low key mad that they dragged it out that long. But it is what it is.
Imagine waiting for it in real time. It took years. It was crazy.
Yeah, y'all
So,
waited quite a while for the end of it, and
yeah.
I just saw it and I was like,
We should be
okay.
used to it now. It wasn't like season 1 and season 2 like 4 or 5 years apart.
I think so. I think you might be right.
So this is just another day for us.
Yeah, but didn't they split like um the last two and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, like as much as I enjoyed it, I kind of wish they would just made it into a full movie and just release it in theaters
They
Mhm.
did.
after the fact.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
after the fact.
So they literally released the final two specials like March and then November. I'm like, why are you just give it to me? Like why you make me wait that long? Like what the
They said, "Look,
But
we finished this first half, y'all can have it, and then we're gonna finish the last half while y'all reeling from the first half, and then we'll give y'all that one."
it is kind of smart though, like, do the first
Mm-hmm.
half, let you stew on it for a little bit, and then like when you're finally like ready, boom, there it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
Right
When
there.
the
I
high
mean,
has like finally kicked off, then it's like,
the
okay,
it was literally 10 years. I think 2013 was the first
yeah.
episode came out, and then 2023. That is a long time.
That's why Armin said we waited 10 years for this. And
Honestly,
the
yes.
little bonus at the end. It's like we waited 10 years for this. I was like, dang, anime fans, y'all really waited 10 years for this.
So, Curtis and I have already seen it, but Ichigo, what was
Mm.
your final impression of the ending?
Um, couple of things. I'm not going to lie. I did not cry, but I did tear up
Okay.
on several scenes at the very, very end. And not at the part where Mikasa kills Eren
Mhm.
and then like goes and buries him or, and does all that. It was literally like the very, very end, like right before the credits roll, and they're going back to Paradise Island and, Historia's talking and, they kind of do like the like or maybe it's like right after the battle. I can't remember. It was probably right after the battle when Aaron finally dies.
Mhm.
And they see Sasha and then like or her ghost, quote unquote, and then like they
Yeah.
see like that whole scene had me tearing up a little bit. And I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Oh,
But overall I thought it was a good movie. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like they did kind of drag the fight scene out. But when Zeke comes back, comes
no,
back.
no, no.
Zeke comes back and he's yelling at Levi. He was like, "Levi, I heard you was looking for me, but I wasn't looking for you." And I was like, "Oh." And then literally he does like this short monologue where he was like, "Oh, the weather is so nice." And I was like, "Okay, you going to like tell Levi that you basically helped to try and save all of them so he don't kill you?" And then literally in that moment I thought that Levi just like cuts his head off and I was like, "Or not, dang Levi."
No, but he had to. That was the only
I
way to
get
stop
that.
the
I get
rumble.
that. I get that. But I like literally in that moment, I was like, you could at least let the man finish talking or something. Like,
No, he's been waiting. That was the last command from Erwin, and he was unable to accomplish it. Like, that he was not dying until that man was gone.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like Levi was going through it
Levi
during his
was
last bit.
definitely going through it. And so I was that particular scene made me chuckle a little bit. I was like,
Mhm.
what was this? I mean, I get it and I'm happy for you, but dang, you couldn't have like not let him live. Obviously, he had to die. I get that. But let him talk a little bit longer.
Mhm.
I think for me, I felt kind of the opposite. I never really felt it dragging, mainly because I'm biased. I love AOT is
Mm,
arguably my favorite anime of all time. So I was just a kid in the candy store. Like, I wanted more. Like I would have been cool with more. I'll say the moments that hit me in the feels. Honestly, I was feeling it the whole time because mentally I'm knowing that they have to take Aaron down.
mm-hmm.
We knew this as the viewer right when the rumbling started, but it was so like emotional when the characters had to have that realization that they had to kill Aaron. So that kind of broke my heart a little bit because I still remember, previous seasons of them doing stuff together, working together, fighting together, going through so
Mm-hmm.
much. So like the thought of them having to take him down, having to kill him, it did hit. But I'll tell you that one moment that kind of broke me completely. It was right after the battle and everything, and it's Levi, and he's like hurt, laying on a rock, and you just see all people that
Yes.
died previously, and he does one final salute, and you see the tear down his face,
Mhm.
and
You
that
cried at that second? Oh man, I missed that
yeah,
part.
to me, I did because like I haven't seen like Levi cry since his little mini spinoff
Mm,
Mhm.
years ago. So in that moment, like he did it. He finally he did it.
I'm not gonna lie. That particular scene, I was like, did Levi just die? For a split second, I thought he died on that rock because he did the salute and then it cut like the screen cut out. And I was like, Levi just died and now he's joining them.
Honestly, that would have been a perfect actually way to go for him.
I mean, I think, and I don't know, I think I probably would have rather see Levi like die in that particular scene.
Mm.
I kind of
Honestly,
I
yeah.
liked it because like he was finally able to rest. Like he's been a soldier
Mhm.
pretty much all his life. He's been
Yes,
fighting
but
for
it's
his
like
whole
he would
entire
have
life.
died as a war hero.
But now he gets to live as a
To
regular person, which
some.
I think he finally wanted to do. He got to retire.
Yeah, like, he
Mm,
was the only one out of his entire people, like, that got to actually survive and retire,
that
which
I
is actually
get.
kind of bittersweet. But I agree, no, if he would've just slowly faded away there and then walked off, like, that would've been really cute.
Mhm. Or like, you could see his quote unquote soul leave his body and like go and join them as he's
Yeah.
still sitting there doing a salute. That would have been beautiful.
Oh man, like, oh come on, y'all. We just lost Aaron. Like I couldn't handle
Brutally too.
anymore.
I
No,
mean,
honest
Aaron, yeah, we all knew he was gonna die, but I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, it would have been even more gut wrenching if it was Levi, because then he's like, I've accomplished my mission. I see all the people that worked so hard to help me get to this point and die. Like they died protecting everybody. And I did my duty and he
Mhm.
did the salute. And then all of a sudden you just see like a projection of his soul go and join them. And they're like hugging him. And that would have been so beautiful.
But the
Mm.
level of devastation I would have felt.
Yeah, that would've been really oh, so
The
sad.
level of devastation that I felt when Coney and everybody else turned into Titans for that split second.
Oh, yeah, that's a
And
And they
Coney
definitely got to
oh.
the first half.
Coney and I was like, dang, y'all literally made it to the end of the movie just to turn into Titans because of the
Mhm.
smoke. And he was like, Coney was like, man, this is how we go out. And I was like, what do you mean this is how y'all go out? What
You're
the
like,
hell is
"Not all
this?
of them being taken out." Like, are you
After
kidding
all
me?
this,
I was like, so you mean to tell me y'all literally lasted to the last season, last episode, last 15, 20 minutes of the freaking movie to turn into Titans just to get killed all over again? What who wrote this?
Mhm.
But then they turned back and then I was okay.
Yeah, thank God. There's a little bit of a happy ending. I do feel like none of them could
Mhm.
die because it had to Aaron's death had to kinda be the final one, like, the last
Yeah.
weight on them. But, when I realized when I started watching it again that the people who basically raided Paradise Island, like Annie and Reiner and them, even,
Mhm.
like, Gabi, like, the people outside of the island, all of their family survived, and they kinda got to live, like, happily ever after, if you will. But the majority of people within the wall
Died.
and the people still fighting, they lost everything, and they were
Yeah.
still fighting for them, and I'm like, "Oh, this is so unfair."
Well, not only that, I'm like, once again, this all started because of some bigots. And to be
Mm-mm.
honest with you, I said with me, to be honest with
I gotta be
you,
honest with myself here.
gotta be honest, okay? Had Aaron and Zeke's daddy actually spent more time with Zeke and they wasn't in the situation that they was in, none of this probably would have ever happened.
No, you
You
know
know,
what
I think Zeke probably would have found a way to convince his dad that he crazy and to leave them alone so that they could have lived a peaceful life. And then Aaron wouldn't have been born. Uh
well, they wouldn't be living a peaceful life, though. They're
I
still in,
mean,
like,
but
an
that's what I'm
internment
saying.
camp.
I mean, that I didn't mean like the internment camp
No,
part. I
no,
just meant
listen, see, see,
like
see? The problems would all be solved. I feel bad for Ymir, but I'm like, at a certain point, girl, you gotta stand up for yourself, like, especially with all that
I
power. I'm like, "You
that
love that
part.
man? Stand up. Come on." She coulda
Girl,
solved all these problems.
Wait, wait,
I was
wait,
like,
wait, wait.
literally, all of this started because Homegirl was heartbroken. Do you know how many people's lives you ruined because your feelings was hurt over this man who mistreated you
I still
and you
put the
fell
blame on
in love
him.
with him?
Yeah, I still will put the blame on the king because he was trash, as, apparently a lot
But
of men
once he
men in
died, she
power
was
are.
free. And she decided to, you know what, let me just, instead of being free, I'm just going to keep doing what he asked me to do and build more Titan people and continue
Mhm.
my line. Like, girl, homegirl, you free. He's dead.
Yeah, I'm like, "You
Let
have
it
the will
go.
to love anybody in this world, okay, with that
And you
power,
love the
and
scum
you
of the
chose that?
earth.
Complicated. It's
You chose
complicated.
that? No."
It is kind of like a reflection of what happens in real life. Like, love is a crazy emotion that
Mhm.
makes people do things that seems insane on the outside. She loved him even after he died, and she still continued to do what he said, and
But
it was for love.
I feel like what I learned from that is love is dangerous because they
Yes, it is
can
very
Love
it
is
can
dangerous.
very
hurt a lot
dangerous.
of people, not just the 2 main people
She
involved in it.
jacked up her whole bloodline, like all
Literally.
the heritage, because she loved the wrong person. But here's the
Mhm.
other thing: she ain't had nobody in her corner to be like, "Homegirl, leave that man alone. He's
Yeah.
dead. You're free. You ain't gotta listen to him no more."
That's why she sided with Aaron because Aaron literally
Yes.
told her like, "You're not a god, but you're just a person."
2,000 years too late. She needed a friend in
But,
her
like
corner the moment that king died.
yeah, but that's why she kinda sided with him because he was, like, the first person to, like, free her, and he was like, "Just give me the power, you do whatever you want, boo. You do you." And so, nobody's ever really
Just
treated her
give
like a
me
human. But now that you've seen the ending, I'm curious,
Mhm.
what
Okay.
path like, if you were
Okay.
Aaron, what path would you have chosen?
Is killing Ymir an option? Because
No, I don't think it's an option.
I
I don't think
feel
that's an
like
option.
I
So,
would have
they
just killed her
so I think they
and
actually
destroyed the
discussed this.
paths.
So, no Titan powers, basically, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was actually this discussion did happen in the show. So there was obviously the path Aaron took, which was just killing everybody, just doing the rumbling.
Which was
Then
messed
there
up.
was then there was the path of Zeke's where they would, wipe out their ability to reproduce. And I believe in order to protect themselves, I don't know what they were gonna do. That's the thing. I'm like, what were you gonna
Historia
do?
would have had to be sacrificed.
In the third option, which was the mini rumblings, I believe. So they would keep reproducing an heir so that they could kinda control, the power. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, I don't wanna sacrifice Hi Historia and her lineage."
That I get, but I think once Aaron acquired Ymir's power, he should have just had somebody just take, he not living no more.
Take him out?
Yeah, like just take him out. Like he didn't have to start no rumblings or nothing
So
just to get his
yeah.
point across.
So no powers, they would just lose the Titan ability,
Yeah,
is what you mean. See, the problem was they worried about because that was kind of like Zeke's idea, eventually they would just fade away, but there's no guarantee that the outside world isn't gonna kill you. And Aaron actually does explain that to, Armin in the end. He's like, "Hey, I've
yeah.
leveled the playing field out. So now there's only 20% of the population. They match, you know, the Paradise Island amount of people. And so if, things do get bad, at least you have a chance, and it's not the entire world you're fighting against." Still messed up, but I think that was the other issue of, like, if they lose their power, what's to say they're just not gonna be blown to bits?
But the second issue is from Aaron's perspective, there was no other way.
Yeah.
Think about it
Right.
like Avengers Infinity War when Iron Man asked Doctor Strange, like, and all
Mm,
the outcomes you saw, which one do we win? And he just said one.
none of them.
Mhm.
No, he said one. Yeah, he said one.
Yeah.
He said
No,
one.
none of
So
them.
in Aaron's
No.
case, like, he even said like he tried to change it and he didn't.
Yeah,
Nothing changed. Like I
yeah.
remember the one scene with him and Mikasa, and he asked Mikasa like, how do you see me? What do you see me as?" And he was probably hoping that she would have said something different, but she
Mhm.
said exactly what he knew she was going to say.
Yeah.
In a way, like he felt trapped because he knew the outcome. He's seen the show before we did,
Yeah. Many, many different types of shows,
many different times.
versions.
I mean, I still think there could have been another path besides. I'm not here for, let me just eradicate half the planet, especially like that one scene where they're trying to save the baby from being
Oh, the
thrown
imagery where they're
off
yeah, thrown off the ledge,
Thinking,
yeah.
off the
I
ledge,
like
but
that
the
they had that.
mama
Mhm.
was gone. I was like, no, no,
did you know that
Aaron.
Aaron saw the mom when she was pregnant?
Yes. And that's the part that made me mad. I was like, "Oh, so you knew this was gonna happen? Oh no, you gotta go." But also the fact that Aaron said he sent the Titan to kill his mother.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a
Excuse
rough
me.
one.
Hey, it had to happen. It
No, the whole
It had to
that was
happen
the
for what
whole
he wanted to do.
bro. That was the whole premise of the freaking show. Why Aaron did like turned the way he turned is
Yeah,
because
that was his
a
purpose.
Titan ate his mother, right? But the fact that he said, "Well, I sent the Titan to eat my mama." Excuse me, what did you just say? Like, you had to pick between your mother, the woman that gave you birth, the woman that gave you life,
But
to
that's why.
but
So
then he
he
dwelled on it. That's the part that made me mad. I was like, so then if that's the case and you knew you was gonna do this, why was you over here crying over the fact that your mama got eaten by a Titan? You was the one who sent said Titan. You
He
sent
didn't know that.
your
That's why
daddy, your
he
stepmama to eat your mom.
he
he
didn't know
did that so he
that.
would seal his fate to what he would do today, basically,
Disrespectful.
to make sure that little Aaron would feel the wrath, like, and become who he is today.
Disrespectful.
He didn't want to do it, but he
Disrespectful.
felt like he needed to do it because, like, he even said that he was a slave to freedom.
Yeah.
He did what he thought was necessary to achieve that freedom.
I don't agree with nothing that Aaron did.
But it's
Quite
true.
honestly, I mean,
I'm sorry. I am a proud Jaegerist.
look,
I just
probably
don't
because
see
I'm not the person to like. I'm not a violent person.
but
Okay.
the thing is, I think most people aren't until it comes to the people they love. Then you will truly see, like, their colors.
I
Because there's a
mean,
lot of things people
yeah.
will do for the people they love, like, a lot.
I mean, yeah, but I still think Aaron took it too far. I
You're
think there
like, "I love my people, but I won't be wiping out the entire population for
like
them."
I'm not gonna go around just killing innocent people for the people that I love. I will take look, I will combat anybody that does harm to anybody in my family. My kids, my husband, and like no, it's me and you. Okay? Like
Mhm.
that's a personal vendetta. Little Susie over across the way that I can't see and I don't know nothing about her history or her family. Why am I taking her out? What'd she do?
Yeah, and I mean, that is the sad and scary part about war, though, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
it's always mostly the innocent people who will die.
Which is sad. That's literally like, Aaron, what did these innocent people do to deserve death? I think in my head, if I were to agree with anything that Aaron did, it would have been the rumbling, but it would have been like mini rumblings. Like attack the people in power. Don't go after innocent people because those innocent people didn't do anything. You exercise your power against the other people who have the power and you take them out first. You use them as an example. Once you take them out, you've made an example and now people fear you.
But not for long, and that
I
that
mean,
was another
but
huge topic that
I
they
think
had
that
a
was
problem
my
with.
which
answer.
I get, but that's also another thing. It's like you have to set in this particular case, you have to set dominance. You're setting dominance by using these other people as an example. And it's like, look, y'all can come fool with us if you want to. We're gonna send another rumbling. Like, what are you gonna do? It, drop bombs on Paradise Island if you want to. We were coming after you with a rumbling and your whole at that point in time then it's like okay, all of y'all are wiped out, not just your military power.
But
Now,
that's what they discussed as well, but he would have to sacrifice some things he was just, I guess, not willing to. In the end, he just his like, I feel like for him, because it was a selfish decision, he even says that.
mm,
I feel like when he weighed it, I guess he would rather destroy everybody else out there than
yeah, but I bet you there had quite honestly, I think had he had this like a full discussion with Armin, because Armin is smart. Okay, I will give him that. Armin is smart, and Armin can think of ways that will, I think, counteract what Aaron is thinking. And the fact that Aaron did not actually have a conversation with Armin is the part that scared me because I'm like, Armin could have easily found other ways for you to utilize this power that you have and not kill everybody.
I think they tried that. Like I think the moment Aaron decided to do the rubbling, I think every other option was already exhausted. And I think
Mhm.
the final nail on the coffin was when the Eldians, like in Marley, was going to sell the island out for their own safety. I think that was the exact moment Aaron was like, "Yeah, I'm doing the rumbling. Just there's nothing else
Mhm.
we can do." Just one thing with Mikasa. I think one of the things he showed her was like if he were to have left, if she would have said like, "Oh, like I love you," like well, let's run away together, they would have got wiped out if he did that. So I feel
Yeah,
like there's
their
no
war would
other
have kept going,
option
yeah.
to protect his people except do the rumbling fully. Now, I still think mini rumblings could work, but I think there will be a period of time where technology overtakes Titans.
I
And
mean,
I
yeah.
yeah, I do think also Aaron's purpose I mean, it was different for it was selfish, everything, but I do think one of the reasons why he kinda went through with it as well was because for the people he cared about while they're still alive, he was like, "I want to give you as much of a best chance as I could," even though it's really messed up. It's, like, really messed up. Um, because all the other options I mean, even the option he chose at the end, they were still fighting. Like, not only were they fighting with
Mhm.
outside people, they had to fight with their own people on the island for the choices they made, like the Jaegerists and everything, and I'm like,
Mhm.
everybody just gotta fight everybody." Like, even till the end, Historia's like, "We have to keep fighting." I'm like, "The fighting never ends, bruh." But had he wiped out everybody, who
No.
else is there left to fight?
At that point, I wouldn't be fooling with the island, if I'm being completely honest with you. If I'm a person in power, I'd be like, "No, you leave them alone. We not fooling with them. Leave them alone. Look, they say that they don't have the Titan powers anymore. I don't trust it. We just gonna leave them alone." I still think that there had to have been another way. Quite honestly, like after watching the whole show from
Mhm.
start to finish, I still feel like some there had to have been some other way. Like number one, they could have easily like Aaron could have taken Ymir's power, or even like not taken it. He could have let, for example, let Zeke take Ymir's power and then unalive Zeke. And then boom, they're no longer Titans because all of that power is linked to the founding
Well,
Titan,
they
Ymir, right?
that would probably be the worst case scenario because they would have no means to defend themselves now.
Yeah,
They would have absolutely no means without the Titan powers, they're because 'cause they're already behind technologically, they would be wiped out in an instant.
I think about it. The only other option would be for them to get wiped out. That's the
Yeah,
only other
probably,
option.
Mm.
yeah, and then
Even
the
if
rest of
they
the world
took,
would go into
even if I
peace.
mean, but at the end of the day,
Or no,
they
actually, they're still
still
fighting.
ended up getting rid of the Titan powers through Aaron, right? So if
Yeah,
Aaron, I mean, yeah, he did the rumblings, but had he not done the rumblings and still sacrificed himself to where they no longer have the powers, eventually they would have got wiped out. And that's what you see at the very end. Like as the credits are rolling, they basically get wiped out anyway.
but his people, the people at that time, they managed to survive and live. That I think that was honestly his I don't think he really cared about future generations or whatnot. His friends, for the most part, they got to like, particularly, like, Mikasa, we see in that, she got to live till she was old.
I also I kind of liked the ending where they're all going back to Paradise Island as the now international heroes, quote unquote.
Although they really weren't, which was
They
the most
really
cop
weren't.
out thing Aaron said. He's like, "Now you'll
They
be
really
heroes." I was like, to who?"
exactly. um in this particular very last episode, Armin surprisingly did not technically get on my nerves, but when he got kidnapped, I'm not gonna lie, instantly the first thought that popped in my head is, "Oh my gosh, it's Kagome."
Oh my god.
I was I was literally thinking,
And
"Oh my
now they
god,
have to
Armin."
save Armin.
I was, like, thinking, "Armin's gonna do what he does best, which is cry."
Yeah, and he
He was
did.
crying in there.
But I understood the tears this time. I was like, "Okay, he's crying because he is frustrated with himself." Great.
Mhm,
Finally, we get some sort of
Oh
frustrated
man.
emotion out of Armin. Not frustrated at the situation, frustrated at himself. And I was like, that's kind of what I wanted to see in him, because I felt like before when he was crying because, oh, nobody understands and why did everybody have to fight, and now now I see the transformation in his thought process. I see the transformation in um especially with everything that's going on. I see and I understand. I'm like, okay, this time he's not crying because quote unquote he's weak. He's crying because he is frustrated at how he is not responding the way he wants to respond so that he can help everybody. But
mhm.
literally the second he got kidnapped, I was like, Kagome,
Oh,
no, Inuyasha, go
man.
save Armin.
But I was speaking of Armin, like, and I have to give credit to the voice actors when he saw Aaron after the fact. That scream,
Mm.
like, it hit so hard.
Which is
Like, I,
sad
I
because he
felt
was the
it.
one who basically transformed into a Titan to kill Aaron. But I get it. But that, yeah, that's ooh,
I
my
mean,
heart
So
still
even
painful.
hurts.
afterwards, like, even seeing it still, like,
Mhm.
yeah, 'cause he didn't want to do it. You know, he had to. He didn't want to. And to see
Mhm.
his best friend's head, like,
Yeah, I was
oh,
like, dang, where the rest of his body at?
it got blown off by Gabby, I think, in
Oh,
the,
no.
in
The
the
fact
last season.
Oh, though the fact that, like, out of all people, it had to be Mikasa when oh my
Mhm.
god, when they were all convincing her, like, when they slowly changing their minds, like, all the Survey Corps, like, they were slowly changing their minds because they realized, "We can't win this thing, we have to kill him."
That was not
And
slow. That was quick.
that was quick. They
That
gave up
was
real fast.
quick. That
I'm
was
like, Aaron
like
I love the fact that Aaron out here trying, like, different scenarios, and they're just like, "Nah, we gotta kill him. He gotta go."
I
the
mean,
But
to
fact
when
be
they're
fair,
that
all
Karen tried to kill
Coney
them multiple times.
Mhm.
Coney was like, had it not been for Levi, like we would be dead right now. Aaron gotta go. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, Coney.
Yeah, but they're all saying and then they were basically saying, "We have to kill Eren and let's kill Eren Mikasa." I was like, "Oh my god, don't say that to her." And then at the end, she
Yeah.
had to be the one to pull the trigger, basically. Ugh.
Yeah.
Most part, most beautiful. Like, I think Aaron's eyes were closed the whole entire time. They
Mhm.
opened once to see
To
see
see her
Mikasa
one last
one last
time,
time.
Yeah.
that
I was
hurt
like,
my heart.
oh, bro,
I thought he was gonna smile for a second. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, but then the
bro.
way that like she was holding him, I'm not gonna give too much detail, okay? Because yeah, but the way that she was holding Aaron at the end was like a child
Uh-huh.
hold. Like it's okay. You fought
Yeah.
a good fight. Thank you for saving us all.
And
Kind of,
Ymir
but
in the
not
corner.
really.
Ymir in the corner, like, creeping up, and she's like, "Wait, I coulda we coulda done this the whole time?" Yeah,
Yeah,
girl.
look. Let me tell you something. I I I don't think I like Ymir as much. I was
Ymir,
feeling for
take some
her and I
notes.
was like, "Girl, this is how you love somebody, okay?"
Sometimes you gotta let them go.
You didn't do it the right way. Which is
Clearly
why
not.
I said had Ymir had a good female friend of sound mind, let me add that part of sound mind, a good female friend of sound mind, when the king died, that friend would have been a support to Ymir and then none of this would have ever happened.
Maybe.
But didn't she technically die first?
She technically died, but then she, I guess, came back to life because of her Titan powers. Like she couldn't be killed, and so then the king, had kids with her because
Yeah.
at the part where the king gets killed, she's holding like
Oh,
four kids.
yeah, but no, she died though before. Yeah,
But
because it
that's
was
what I'm
that's the
saying.
13-year
Her
mark.
powers, yeah, her powers was the one that like basically brought her back to life, quote unquote.
No, but she got eaten.
By her kids.
But wasn't
He
that
fed her.
after?
No, she did. They're eating her body parts.
Ew, I
Yeah.
forgot about
Yeah.
that.
That's
Yeah,
where
because they're named after the walls.
so I think she dies 13 years after, and that's why their lifelines are 13 years only. And then they also have to basically eat the other because the kids ate the.
That is sad.
Mhm.
It is.
That is really sad.
You know what really upsets me though about this entire show?
What?
I I feel like it's such a shame, like truly a shame that we only get one last episode with Anya and Mikasa working together. Because if the two of them had been fighting on the same side like this whole time, they would have kicked some butt for
Oh,
real. Like when
girl,
she's in her Titan
with
form as well.
Gabby too
Ooh,
as a
okay.
sharpshooter.
Mm,
Dream Team?
I don't think anybody in this show would have. Maybe that's how this show should have actually ended. Like they should have all been like, "Look, we gonna kill Aaron. Or Aaron, look, you ain't even got to die. We will take over and make sure that Paradise Island is protected.
Mm.
Maybe
Hmm.
that's how that should have ended, because had you convinced Gabby to go back to Paradise Island and be a sharpshooter, now I at what point would this work? I don't know. Where we would have to get this in, but
Oh,
because the whole
What?
reason she went to went to the island is to avenge her friend's deaths. So maybe that's not a good idea to bring her, because I don't think she would go.
well, you just
But I could
talked yourself out of the idea.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was like, mm.
But yeah, I
Oh
really do
It
feel like
sounded
they
good
missed
at
the
first.
opportunity. They needed
Yeah.
more, opportunity for fighting. Like, I wanted to see fighting with them fighting alongside more titans, like, the way Annie threw her, like, Mikasa and
Mhm.
stuff like I wanted to see more of that kind of fighting because I feel like that would've been really cool, but, of course, the 90% of the time, they're fighting titans, so and the titans are fighting titans, so it's like, "Oh, oh well."
I would have really liked to see, um which was not depicted as much as I would have loved. So both Mikasa and Levi talk about this special quote unquote power that they have as Ackermans, right? I kind of wanted to see them unleash that a little bit more, because the only thing that I could see so far is that they're like mad strong and quick, but I think Aaron or somebody else had said something like, well, when your quote unquote master is in danger, you get headaches because you tried to protect them, right? I would have loved to see them unleash that power a little bit more in this last episode. Now, I already know Levi is all butchered and battered at this point,
And he was still going though, that's the
but he
thing.
was still
That was his
going. Yeah,
power.
like
The
That was basically
strongest.
their power.
he
Th
was still
they have
going. I get that, but Mikasa, I don't know. I just wanted to see a little them kick butt a little bit more, or like do it together, like them fighting together and showing like, look, this is actually the power. Because I feel like even watching from start to finish, I still don't fully grasp what their power was supposed to be.
So
If
they
that makes
basically
sense.
have Ackermans basically have, like, superhuman abilities. I think their reflexes are just better than the norm. They're just stronger, more capable.
Hmm.
Um, and I think they have some kind of I forgot what it was, but they're immune to some kind of manipulation. I think, like, the founding Titans
Yeah, they're pretty much
manipulation, right?
super soldiers, and they're immune to the founding Titans' influence. So they can't turn
Uh-huh.
into Titans. They can't be controlled. And I think that's the reason why they pretty much got wiped out, because of how strong they are, how
Mm-hmm.
resistant they are. They can't be controlled or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just this thing super soldier that can eat a lot of damage. Because again, Levi was literally getting pieced up
Yeah.
at the end, and he was still going.
So if there was actually more of them, they could have fought because they can't really turn into Titans. They would have been a
Oh,
great added
there's
benefit.
like 10 of them. They would have had that in the bag.
But are they still technically Eldians? Like they're
Yeah,
not
there's like
Eldians, right?
In name only, I think.
Oh.
no, they are. They're just like I think Eldians had like 3 branches.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they're
What?
I'm pretty sure they're yeah, yeah, there's like 3 branches or 3 clans or whatever, I think, is what I remember. There's technically Eldians, but I don't think they said they're like under Ymir. They have like a different bloodline
Mm.
through some kind of experimentation or whatever. I just remember there was like a conversation.
Well, Mikasa is technically only half Eldian because her mom is that other race that I can't think of the name of that they called her.
Mm, I just know they were created. They were made, and that was I think to protect the Eldian like royalty or whatever.
So they're like,
Like Kingsguard. Like they're
They're like the
guarding
yeah,
the
knights.
like
They're
the
like
body.
King's
the
Guard.
protectors. Yeah.
Well, no wonder everybody else would have been afraid. Look, let me tell you something. Had I come up against Mikasa or Levi fighting, I'd be afraid too. I might have to send them an army just to take everybody out. Because think about it. If you see them in action and you're like, yeah, no, I don't want to fool with them. then you obviously gonna get your army to try and take them out because you thinking based off of them two alone, there's others.
Exactly. I mean, Levi himself is just a fidget spinner of death, pretty much.
Like,
Honestly, yeah. No,
like
them alone would destroy so many people and titans.
maybe
Oh
they should
man.
have just sent them two by themselves, and then
To
the
do what?
rumbling wouldn't have. I'm trying to think of other ways to avoid the rumbling, y'all. Them people didn't have to die.
Well, I do have a question for you.
Somebody had to die.
So, God, this particular scene was very divisive when it happened. How did you
Okay.
feel about Aaron's outburst at the end when, like, I guess Armin was like borderline teasing him about Mikasa finding someone else, and he just had that outburst. Like, I don't want that. I want her to stay like eyes only for me. If she does move on, at least let it be 10 years.
I quite honestly, I was like, really? That's how you feel now? So now you have those feelings? But before you said, I hate you, Mikasa.
Yeah, 'cause I
I've
I
thought it was very
mean,
always
divisive because
hated
so
you.
many people consider Aaron, he's now, his dark, brooding, book talk boyfriend, and now here he is, just groveling in the dirt, pretty much.
He sounds like a dude who messed up and is getting ready to lose the woman that he loved and realizes that he messed up, but she ready to move on. And she's not studying him anymore. And so
You
now
know,
he's throwing a
yeah.
temper tantrum because she's not studying him anymore. Like that's what that outburst kind of made me think of for a split second.
Mm,
I mean like I get it because at the end of the day he's like I'm pushing you all away on purpose. Like I have no choice.
yeah.
I have to push you all away because I don't want you all to be more hurt than you already will based off of my choices and my decisions. Like I get that. But at the same time, I also felt like, hey, you really felt like they was your friends and you had a sit down conversation with them, you all could have come up with a viable solution and without
Well,
any
they
of this instead
did.
of off half the plan. But that's what I'm saying.
They
He
did have
didn't
to
really
sit
have
down.
a sit down
No, there
conversation with
was. There were
Armin.
conversations before, and they talked about the mini rumblings. They talked about, like, the possible, things they could do, and Armin gave his opinions. Like, they did have those conversations. It's just Aaron did not agree with them, and he especially because his story would have to kinda be sacrificed, and he just was not for whatever reason, he is like, "No, I don't want to do that."
I mean, I feel bad for Historia, but quite honestly, I think had they gotten a hold of Ymir's power and just taken her out, and
They're gonna
you know,
die! They're all gonna die!
I say,
um,
Ichigo, like, you're trying so hard to not do a rumbling.
What? I mean, I would understand mini rumblings more so than, like, getting rid of the powers because they all gonna die, girl. They literally will just
I
die.
mean, but that's what I'm saying. You do the mini rumblings and
I
you
think
take out the
I
people in the
no,
power.
no, I feel like I hear what she's saying. She's like, "Parody Silence got to go. They all should just die."
No,
Aliens,
no,
she's like,
yeah.
"Got to go. Just get rid of them."
Okay, so this is what I'm
Problem
hearing.
solved.
Okay, so Nikon, you just want to just do the full rumbling, like not even stop. You just want to do the whole thing. I
I
would
don't
have done
know.
mini rumblings, and Ichigo, you just want the Eldians to just die.
No, I don't want the aliens to die. I want, if anything, I'm more in on the side of like mini rumblings, but just attack the people in military power. And then you capture some of those specialists in the military power and you bring them back to the island. And when you bring them back to the island, you use their knowledge to make sure that you are up to date on everything. And then if they want to, they then you give them an option. We will take you back to that dilapidated place that we stomped on. Or you can stay here, and when you stay here, you can live your life out peacefully, but we gonna need some of that knowledge. You gonna have to come up off of that, them blueprints, whatever. Yeah, no, you gonna have to give that information up first, and then we'll let you free, and you
I
Okay,
can
mean,
just
so
live
yeah,
here.
I
But
think
we gonna
there's only
stomp
like
your island
two.
out.
Like there's
What
like
I'm
two
hearing,
issues with your plan. I'm just, I know
okay.
it's problems.
So what I'm hearing, y'all would choose just currently like, basically the same thing as what they're doing now and keep having war, right? Like, because it would still be a war state. Like, people are just because they can do mini rumblings. I mean, the people already knew they could do, like, people out on the outside knew, and that's why they feared them as well. So it would basically be in a similar state as they are in their current before the rumbling happens. But basically, they would be at war continuously with the rest of the world.
I would say continuously, like because there will be that because it's one thing to fear the idea of a rumbling versus actually seeing it in action and like, oh god, we can't stand up to this. At least not now. So I feel like there will be temporary peace. It won't be as long as what Aaron did, but I think it'd be long enough
Mm,
for them to actually be able to sit down and have peace negotiations now that they've seen the nuke in action.
yeah.
I would say the issue with what you said, Ichigo, I feel like the rumbling isn't a sniper rifle. If you aim it at somebody, you're going to take out some innocent people.
It is if you okay, so now I just came up with the thought of, that one, I can't think of his name, but the one that turns into the bird titan.
But Falco?
Yeah, Falco. You get a couple more of them like him, like just make a little mini army, and then you get some people that could turn into like the armored titans, like Reiner, Armin. Although I feel like using Armin's titan form is too much. So that's why at first you get the ones like Reiner, okay? And why you get that is because the people who are going to be military, those titans, the one that can fly, and then the ones that's like Reiner, you drop them down onto the military bases to do some damage. Okay. And then if that don't work and they still try to come at you, then you get some titans like Armin's Titan, and you just drop them on the military bases using the winged Titan. So then if that's the case, then they're like sniper rifles. You just dropping Titans on their heads.
I,
But
I feel like they tried that and it
So,
worked barely, but it worked.
well,
they
so
didn't
yeah,
try
so
that.
with the mini rumblings, basically, so Histori would have to, I think the plan was Histori would take Zeke's Beast Titan, right? And then she would
Okay.
only live 13 years, and in those 13 years, she would have to pass basically become a baby maker, um, to pass the Titan powers to, and continuing their cycle so that they would basically continue what has been happening for the most part, and use the mini rumblings to deter, like, somewhat peace.
Oh, actually, no, she doesn't need to take the power. I just thought about this. She just needs to technically just exist. As long as there's someone with royal blood, Aaron
But
can
she
use
would
the power.
still have to make the
She doesn't have to make babies, but I was just have to crank them out. As long as she has to keep the family line going. As long as there's someone with royal blood, Aaron will still have access to the founder's power.
I say keep alive if that's the case, because just tie him up and put him in a dungeon somewhere,
I
and
mean,
then
honestly,
there you got access to the
No,
royal.
with all
but,
this
like,
brain
but
power, like
you
I feel like
guys,
Kyle's
his
right.
story
I think
ha
maybe
no, but that doesn't make sense because they couldn't use the rumbling then.
That's the whole point.
No,
I'm
but
not
if you
trying to get them to use the rumbling.
but you need mini rumblings, no? How are you gonna you're gonna protect the forest? You need mini rumblings.
Technically, there's already titans in the forest. I just tell people that we got a dome over
What do you mean? How are they gonna
top of.
believe you? Because you need a fear tactic, right? You have
Well,
to
that's
get the
why.
mini
That's why
rumblings.
you get, if it, instead of mini rumblings. Okay, before it gets to the rumbling portion, you drop in Reiner like titans, the armored titans, on them using the.
Girl, do you remember what happened before the
wait.
rumbling? They
Oh
they were already
yeah,
dropping Titans on Paradise Island, like, girl.
Oh my god! I
I
mean, I'm not gonna
forgot.
lie to you. I feel like maybe me Tom was cooking before. Maybe we should just say to
Listen, I
screw it and
thought
just
trust me,
take
I thought all
everyone.
these out. I have thought all these out. I do agree, like, the mini rumbling, but Historia would have to she would need to get the Beast Titan so that, when I believe Eren and her touch, they could activate the colossal army. And then they would need children to basically pass that bloodline.
Sure, let's go with that. I still think that uh, it could have been avoided. That's my I'm sticking
How?
to it.
That's the thing,
I
girl.
don't know.
You think
I
they would
don't
have
know.
chosen some other avoidability?
I think I think it should have been avoided. I think Aaron's doing too much.
Oh my god. I swear, Ichigo, if you was like Iron Man in that moment, he asked Doctor Strange how many outcomes they would win, and he says one, you'd be like, nah, keep looking. There has to be another one.
She's like, I disagree. And he's like, what else do you there is no other. She's like, no, find a way. Or just
Like,
we'll just
that's not gonna
die.
work for me. That's not gonna
Honestly,
work for
Ichigo
me.
would have been like, we can just die, it's fine.
I would have been like, so you said only one. Is that like one in this universe? Did you check the multiverse? Because there's got to
I'm
be
pretty
a
sure
few in
that's
the
what he did.
multiverse.
He checked like millions of different outcomes.
I don't think you're doing your job right.
And in the meantime, everybody just dies while she's like, let me find the other.
Oh my
There's got to
god.
be another
Hold
way,
on. Let me Google this. Doctor Strange saw 14,605 different futures. They only won one.
She was like, no, there's got to be more.
Oh my god.
Quite honestly, I think I understand where Aaron is coming from. I just think that there could have been another way. A way that the creator of Attack on Titan knew to take, but because this is entertainment, they didn't take it on purpose.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
I'm just going to take it as you will go with the whatever, I don't know how many 100-year plan or whatever they had, the 50-year plan, whatever, where they do the mini rumblings.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
maybe.
Maybe.
I would have done the mini rumblings just with the military bases. They was talking about
Well,
mini
I'm pretty sure
rumblings
that's
and
what they
still
were.
killing innocent people.
I mean, that's what they talked about. They were going to attack the main military foundations.
Well, that would have been me. I would like, look, we got to figure out, or you capture some of the military leaders
But girl,
and the leaders of these nations,
you're
and
trying to
threaten
fight
to stomp on them.
you're trying to win a war without any sacrifices, and I'm sorry to say, but that's
No,
not
you
possible.
can't do that. I'm not trying to win the war. I'm trying to divert attention.
Wait,
And
so
if anything,
You're at war, girl. This is war.
so Ichigo, let's say hypothetically, right? Like there's in real life you had access to a rumbling. The enemy is in California. How are you gonna get the rumbling from where you are to California?
They're gonna fly.
I think
You
it'll
fly the
fly.
rumbling over there.
Look, that's a good idea because you got that one Titan who can fly, and everybody's like, if it wasn't for Falco, we would be dead. And I'm
I
like,
know.
yeah, why
But the
couldn't
other
y'all
Titans
turn
cannot. The
him
Colossals
into?
don't fly, girl.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, they can't fly, but that's what I'm saying. They real people, right? So you get the people version like Armin, and they're all military. So then they just jump off the bird Titan, and they turn into the colossal Titans.
But I think
That's how you.
That's
That's
how
how you pinpoint.
But
She's in
That's
make
how
believe land at this point.
I mean, you could have said that you just could have like let them go underwater and they'll just walk around.
Well, no, because they burn up everything.
But there's only like only Armin can be. They only have one colossal Titan that's like a human Titan. So
Well, that's why you go and you turn other military aliens into the Titans. I bet you some of them Jaegerists would have easily become Titans.
but girl, there's only a
You
limited
get
amount.
volunteers.
Okay, well that's how are you going to turn them back? They're
You
gonna
ain't
die.
gotta worry about
They're
turning them
sad.
back.
Don't worry about it.
Then they're gonna eat everybody. They're gonna kill everybody and eat everybody.
They ain't our people. They stay on that side.
She said, "You know what? Let me just start sacrificing people, actually, because
god! Now I do have a quick question for you guys because with like the very last scene, because I guess like after the island got destroyed and there's this boy with his dog, and they come across the same tree Ymir did.
Mhm.
How do y'all feel about that? And would y'all want to see more in the Attack on Titan world, or do you think this is this perfect cutoff ending? You don't need to see anything else. You don't need to see a sequel.
I don't need to see
You
no
don't
sequel. Everybody dead at this point.
But I like the fact that like history is could possibly repeat themselves. 'Cause what if they did a sequel series and Aaron is now
The
In
founding
Ymir's
titan.
place? Yeah, he's now in Ymir's place because technically the tree grew at Aaron's head. So
I mean,
if
yeah, but at
anything,
that point, everybody had lost their titan powers.
he can bring him back.
I don't think they could bring them back. I don't think that's how that
s
worked.
The tree is still
so,
there.
But that tree was
yes.
the tree that Aaron like. I don't think that tree has anything is has like no connection to Ymir though.
No, but, the concept was, you know that little parasite thing? The last place it was within Aaron, and so the belief is the reason
What?
why yeah.
I thought they defeated that little thing before it got to Aaron. That's why they cut Aaron's head off so that it wouldn't get to Aaron.
Yeah, yeah, but the last place, basically, it was going back to Aaron, but that's why they're saying because it stayed in Aaron, like, for instance, when Ymir died, it was the same
Mhm.
thing. They ate her so that they would get the powers, right? She was
Mhm.
already dead, though, but they used her and then consumed her for the power. So I do think there's, like, a part of it that probably stays within the host that it was in, and so some people are saying that wherever he's buried, it could still be there, like, technically, theoretically. It could still be there, it just has no host.
That don't make sense.
I mean,
I'm sorry, that don't make sense. That don't make
the
sense
story is not
Because
built
because
like
on
the
logic.
tree pretty much was life. That's what they called it. So when Aaron died, the same tree that Ymir went under when she got her powers, that is the same exact tree that's there at the very end that the little boy goes to. So the thought process is like history repeats itself, and he's gonna fall down that little hole that's in the tree, and the little life centipede thing is gonna connect to him, and it's gonna repeat the whole thing again. And since they're technically in a wasteland now, pretty much, is going to repeat everything. They're going to rediscover ODM gear.
I feel like the whole Titan thing, it'll be different because the parasite, I feel like it could be like a different thing. It just needs to survive. And at the time, I guess Ymir survived in the way by becoming a Titan. And the thing is, I feel like if they were going to continue to be Titans, Aaron would have seen the possibility of like that type of future. So I feel like if they were going to do like a continuation, it would be like a different version. I don't know what kind of version, but maybe a different style, but maybe not Titans, I'm not sure, but I do think that symbolized because it really was repeating itself. People were still fighting wars, waging wars in the background, and I do think it's just a cynical way of looking at our life. It's just a circle and it just keeps repeating. We keep making the same mistakes, I guess.
Now, I don't think I would want to see a sequel, but I would love to see more. Maybe like a prequel series. I'd love to see more of Levi. Or maybe they can do that one little mini spinoff. It's called like Before the Fall, where they have like
Mhm.
new cast of characters. So I would love to see more of it. Plus, like, I mean, it's still a popular thing. Like, I mean, they did a collab with Assassin's Creed, so it's still a popular name. I
Yeah.
would see more on it.
I was not a fan of the collaboration with Assassin's Creed, probably because I couldn't beat the level. I was getting mad.
I mean, it was frustrating, I will admit, but it was
I
still
was.
nice to see it.
Let me tell you something. I was not expecting to. Spoiler alert for anybody that plays Assassin's Creed that hasn't played this part collaboration yet. Um, I was not expecting to start off with Yasuke, and that made me very, very mad because I don't typically play with Yasuke's character, but it is what it is.
So, Curtis, do you have any more last questions for us or for Ichigo?
I did want to bring up one last thing, and that would just be it for me.
Mhm.
I really love the conversation between Armin and Zeke, where Zeke was pretty
Mm.
much saying, "We're like, what is the point of delaying death? We are going to die. So what is even the point of trying?" And that could be like a real life thing, but Armin claps back saying, like, it's those little moments that may seem insignificant, but they're precious. I think that's why we keep going, is for those
Mhm.
small memories that like we cherish so much. I really love like those like ideas clashing.
Oh, that was cute. He was like,
Mhm.
it's truly the little moments of joy in life that's what makes it worth it kinda thing." Which yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Hmm.
That was a really beautiful moment.
Second that I thought it was beautiful, and for me particularly, I was like, "Oh, Armin has grown."
Yeah, he likes Armin. Let's go.
I don't no,
Wow.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't
Okay,
go that far.
never mind. Never mind.
He's tolerable at this point.
But I also like that that brought out all the other, like, old Titans
Mhm.
where it was kinda like, "Hey, guys, like, you still have a will, just like Ymir can do her thing and Aaron can choose his path, like, you guys can still choose." And then they were like, "You know what? Hell yeah." That was cute. As for me, Ichigo, I do have one last thing.
Okay.
What would you rate this episode, and what would you rate the whole series as a whole? And would you recommend it to s
This episode, probably like 8 out of 10, 7.5, 8 out of 10
Okay.
for the episode. For season 4, 8 out of 10. For
Okay.
Attack on Titan, from start to finish, the whole series, 8 out of 10.
Okay, that's better than I thought. That's better
It
than I
was an
thought.
enjoyable watch. While I do not agree with everything that happened in the show, it was definitely enjoyable to watch. Definitely like the character development and a lot of the characters. Mikasa is still she my girl.
Hey,
I enjoyed it. I did.
Okay. Would you recommend it?
If I'm being 100% honest, I would recommend it to some of my male friends.
Mm,
I don't think I would recommend it to any of my female friends unless they ask about it, and then I would recommend it.
okay. Well, you guys heard it here. Ichigo says she gave it 8 out of 10, so that's way better
Yeah.
than I thought.
What did you think I was gonna give it?
like
I
a
don't
five.
know. Yeah, maybe 5 or 6.
Not
That's a
that
lot better than I
harsh.
thought.
No. I mean, I thought it was good. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I thought it was good, I thought it was pretty good.
Aw, amazing. I can't believe we're here, but this is
Oh, like I'm
honestly
cheesing right now.
it's the end of an era, truly, and I'm so glad we
Yes.
were able to do it on the podcast because now I can always have a great memory attached to it and know that
Oh,
you joined this ride, and thanks for also being here, Curtis, of course. It's great to have
oh,
you as the
it was a
final
pleasure. It
Yes.
was a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
close
Oh,
to this saga.
Shut the door and put a padlock on it.
This is the end, guys. Thank you for joining us. And as always, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. Uh, Curtis, let them know where they can find you.
You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll give them my information. I cannot remember the username.
Okay, yeah,
We'll be
we'll
sure to
post all
tag
his stuff.
him
Mhm.
and everything.
And as always, guys, be sure to tune in for the next episode. But this is the close to our Attack on Titan era. And thank you guys for tuning in as always. We hope you enjoyed. We shall see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks for an amazing Attack on Titan saga.
Peace.